Assalamu alaikum. I'm Hamza from Mechatronics Department of Air University. Today we are going to discuss microcontroller and embedded systems lab. This is lab number 7. This lab is about interrupts. We have external and PC interrupts. So external and PC interrupts. This is the pin configuration of ATMEGA 328P. So these are basically enable interrupt external interrupt control register A. We have 0 bit for ISC00, ISC01 at the first bit, and ISC10 and 11 for second and third bits. Then we have external interrupt mask register and external interrupt flag register. So EICRA external interrupt control register, external interrupt mask register EIMSK, and external interrupt flag register EIFR. Here we have the code. So let's see this code so that it may be helpful in our task. So we have hashtag include avr.io.h. We include the avr header file, then we include the avr interrupt file in the int main. We first clear the second pin of port D. And then we make PC interrupt 0 pin as an input pin. Then we have done the pull-up on. So the second pin of 4D now become as an input for pull-up enable. Then we make external interrupt control register. Using this register, we set int 0 interrupt 0 to trigger, and then using external interrupt mask register, we turns on interrupt 0. Then we have SEI command to turn on any interrupt while program loops, and then interrupt service routine. So this is the code. So what is our task in this tab? In this tab, our task is to display the interrupts on LCD. Now let's come to the task. So this is the task. First we define the CPU speed, then we include the header file of AVR, then we include the interrupt header file, and then we add the LCD library. In the int main function, we make the port B and port C as the output ports, and then we make the pin 0 and 1 of port D as high, and we have used LCD initialize function. So after that we use external interrupt control register A, and then we use external interrupt mask register for which we make the interrupt 0 and interrupt 1 as 1. Then we use this SA command to turn on the interrupts. In this while loop, we use two vectors, int 0 vect and int 1 vect for interrupt service routine. And then we have LCD command so that Our string int 0 is to be stored in string array with data type of unsigned char, and this string is to be displayed on LCD string. In int1 vector for the interrupt service routine, we use lcd command 0x01, and then we store interrupt1 in the string, and then the string is to be displayed on LCD string. So this is our C code for this task. Now let's come to the Proteus of this task. So let's open the file for this task. So this is the Proteus file for this task, in which we connected D0 to D7 with port C, and RSRW and enable pin of this LCD with port B, VSS to ground, and VDD to power, and VEE through ground, through this resistor to ground. And we use port A for the inputs as connected to port D, and then we have connected this port D with the uh, we have connected these push buttons with a port D at IO21. This is int 0 pin, and IO20, this is int 1 pin. So when we press these push buttons, uh, if we press IO21, then interrupt 0 is being enabled and it is displayed on the LCD. And when we press IO20, then interrupt 1 is being enabled and it is then displayed on the LCD. Now let's upload hex file of this code. So here we have the hex file of this code. We have uploaded the hex file. Now let's run this code. So nothing is displayed on the LCD when no interrupt is being enabled. So when we press this push button, IR21 in interrupt 0 is enabled and to be displayed on the LCD. Now let's check. So you can see that when we press this push button, interrupt 0 is enabled and displayed on the LCD. And when we press this push button, which is connected to IR20 to interrupt 1, so interrupt 1 is being displayed on the LCD. So this is all about our lab 7, in which we have studied PC and external interrupts, and we have write a code to display the interrupts on the LCD. So this is all from my side. For any query, you can comment below. So this is all about lab number 7. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.